And we're here, we're started, we're ready to go. Thanks for that reminder of being on time. You know, these calls can actually be 30 minutes instead of an hour. It's just the rolling, you know, that realtor time. 15 so 15 minutes late, I'm leaving early, you know, kind of thing. So anyway, so wanted to start off with saying you know, we're almost through August, right? We're midway through August. Tell me something good, 30 seconds or less, because we can talk forever, each of us. And I want to give everybody a chance to really dig in. What are some of your wins? Wins, come on, share. We need at least 3 to 5 wins before we move forward, period, or it will be complete silence until we get a minimum of 3 wins for the week. 30 seconds or less. Who wants to start? Go ahead, just Tim.
Yeah, I finally got off my butt and decided to make cold calls yesterday. Wasn't successful, but it was a big win for me and my fear of making cold calls.
Tim, congratulations. You made the freaking call, period. That's the start. People stop trying to go, what if they hang up on me? Who cares? Make the call. I made some calls this week too that I was on edge on people I didn't know. All right, that's one. Nice job, Tim. 2 more.
I have an open house at a $1.3 million listing.
Nice. Nice. Are you prepared?
Very much so, and I'm doing more door knocking tonight.
That is fantastic. Get it, Alethea. Get it. All right, one more.
Put mine in the chat.
Yours doesn't count right now because we want others now. No, you count more. I didn't see it.
Hey, can we back up for 1 minute real quick?
We need one more first, remember?
No. Hang on. Somebody will think of something. Hey, I think it was, who was it? Tim? Tim, you said you picked up the phone, you started making cold calls, yes? Tim?
Yes. Yes.
Great. Let me ask you, how did that go?
I got one answer, but it was no, and the rest I left voicemails, but I didn't die, nor was I arrested for making cold calls. So yeah, I'm good.
Awesome. All right, we'll leave that there. Thank you for sharing. I appreciate you. Alethea, you said you're doing $1 million and I don't know, million some dollar something open house.
Yes, Curtis.
Great. And Tom asked you the question, are you prepared? I'd like to know, what did you do to prepare for this open house? That's a fantastic, that's a huge open house.
Thank you. So apart from doing all of this media that's on all the market, like Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist, I went out and touched 22 doors yesterday. I still have flyers to give out today, so I'll be finishing more door knocking today. And then I'm actually going to title company because I pulled a list of 50 that they're going to be helping me get the contact information today, so I could just do some cold calling to try to invite anybody that didn't answer.
Awesome. Fantastic. Thank you for sharing. Appreciate you. All right. Now, Tom, you can ask your question. Who's next?
All right. Come on, Liz. Who's next?
I had 3 closings this week.
That is Desiree, isn't it?
Yeah.
Desiree, I am so proud of you for that. You were at the point of going, I don't know if this is for me, you know, not necessarily, but it was a little bit of a rough start at the beginning, and you met Liz, and congratulations, Desiree. So how those 3, tell us, buyers, sellers?
I had the buyer side.
Buyer sides. Fantastic. Did they come
Yeah.
running to you because they wanted to buy, or did you have to hunt for them and go find them?
I met all 3 of them at open houses at different times. One in March, one in June, and then one in July.
That's
So just been,
fantastic. So the open houses were very successful for you.
they have been, yes. I've been getting better at the conversations that I'm having while they're in there, pre-qualifying them, and guiding the people where they're at. And I feel like that's been working a lot better. And
That's
just
awesome.
staying on top of them.
That's fantastic. See, there's so many different varieties of opportunities in getting business, open houses, cold calling, door knocking. Find one and just do it, right? If you try to figure out how to do it and not take action, then it becomes an issue. All right. Anybody else have a win? I'd want to hear it if you have it. I don't want to skip over you because we got 3. Anyone else? By the way, you talking about your wins helps everyone else on this call. 1, 2, 3, boom. All right, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you a graph first, and then we're going to dig into something, okay? You hear myself and all the other coaches on here always talk about almost the exact same thing every Friday, right? You're looking for a new easy button conversation from us. Well, the reality is it's all about taking action and the consistency in what you're doing. Honestly, so many big coaches out there are saying the exact same thing. Consistency, commitment. Are you committed? Are you committed? Are you doing the work? Are you doing it? Guys, it's repetitive. It's extremely repetitive. And sometimes we get on these calls and we sound so repetitive, but it's a repetitive process. It's a repetitive business. That's what creates the opportunity. All right. So I'm going to show you a graph real quick. And I just want to hear what you think. Tell me what you see. All right. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
All right. Tell me what you think. Just take a close. The top line is 2023, but I also want you to look at 2011 and below. Who here has been in the business for, after 2005 or before 2005? Okay. I thought this was a very interesting graph. And let me share with you what this is. Look at the sales from 2023. Look at the sales from 2022 and 2021. You see it's on a downward spiral, right? 2000, that's when the pandemic hit. And then for whatever reason, the pandemic hit and the real estate market exploded. And then as you look down to 2005, right? 2005 was the biggest year. I mean, it was exploding. People were buying tons of homes, 2004, 2005. And then 2006 started to show a little bit of a sign of a slowdown. In 2007, you can see there's a big gap in there. And then boom, it even went further, right? So if you look at 2008, our current market is right close to that already, year to date, of the amount of units sold. Look at 2011. We're right dead on where 2011. By the way, in 2011, I think we had maybe less than 1 million realtors in the industry. Now we have like 1.4, 1.5, something like that. So that means less business, right? So the purpose of this graph is not to scare you, because times that we're living in right now can be scary if you're not doing the work. I was on a call with a broker yesterday, had an awesome conversation. And I said, how come you're not growing your brokerage? He goes, realtors want leads and they don't want to work for leads. He goes, I started in this industry knowing that we're independent contractors and we're 1099, and we have to go out and work for those leads, not be handed those leads. He says, otherwise I'm just going to hire a bunch of employees. I said, well, that's interesting. And I said, what are you doing for leads? He says, I consistently make my calls every single day. He said, I'm time blocked for it and I make my calls. So anybody have any ahas on this graph? Is this like an eye opener for you? Because this is a real graph. And Curtis, I think you sent this to me too, but I seen it earlier too. I've seen it on a few people's pages and I was like, whoa, I think it was from Real Trends. Had posted it. What do you think, guys?
Tom, can I
Yeah.
say something?
Yeah.
I think what I think, being a newer agent, looking at the graph I'm looking at, I came in very, very late 2021, all of 2022. And I have to say, if it's about consistency and really adapting to what we're talking about, maybe the quote unquote hard things to do, making the calls, sticking to the schedule, it kind of makes me a little excited just because I feel like the market is only going to get greater because it's a necessity. That's an ongoing necessity. So if I can take on this market and get my core down right now in the most challenging time, like I said, the word to me is kind of exciting because that just means by year 3 or 4 and 5 from now, it's going to be amazing, like a walk in the park every day.
I love it. Alethea, keep going because you got the whole call because that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. It's all yours now. So thank you for sharing that. The biggest opportunities come in when the market is becoming most challenging, right? So guys, let's be honest. Most of us are feeling a bit overwhelmed right now. Our business have been hit hard. The number of transactions have dropped dramatically, and that's extremely scary for a lot of people. Top agents, top teams are not scared. Why? You just heard it from Alethea herself. She's going to do the activities. What we used to do before to get business by going to our broker and going, hey, I need leads or I'm leaving. Okay, here's a lead, give me 25%. Isn't working so great right now because the brokers and everyone else has to have sales too. And the result is our income is getting tight. We gotta watch our expenses extremely close right now. Here's the thing. This is a normal reaction to a shifting market. Whenever there's a shifting market, there's a little bit of unsteadiness. We don't know what to do. We got to pivot quickly. We got to pivot quickly because if we don't pivot quickly, you're going to be left behind and the Aletheas are going to take over the industry. So when you're looking at this graph, Alethea she got excited. Some people are going, holy cow, if there's not enough sales, then maybe this isn't for me. But here's the reality of it. What are you doing to get your fair share? If you want to get busy building something, we're going to give you a few tips today. Don't let the market control what happens to you. Don't let the market control what happens to you. Instead, make sure that you have control of what happens to you. It's a simple decision. Don't be a victim of the moment. See, we have choices. All right, here's a tip for you. Every day means every day. Not some days, not once in a while, not on the days when you feel like it. Every day. Tim made that call and he was hesitant, but he did it. Here's the thing, you will never get the result that you want by doing it once in a while. Consistency comes from doing activities every day. Now, I'm not saying work a Saturday and a Sunday or whatever. You don't have to. Plan your schedule out. I don't work weekends. Be consistent in everything that you do because the consistency is going to help you get everything that you're looking for. The consistency. Give me 1 second, Todd. Here's a quick tip for you. If 25 people isn't enough to get you the results you want, bump it up. Some people need to get 50 people. Now that's maybe not in a day, maybe that's in a week, maybe that's in 2 days, whatever it is, you got to track your numbers. Whatever that it takes to achieve what you want to achieve, you got to figure out what that number is. How are you going to talk to 25 people a day? How are you going to talk to 50 people a day? Where are you going to talk to them? You can talk to them at restaurants. You can talk to them on vacation. People always say, well, what do you say? Say anything. You enjoying your vacation here in Sarasota and Lido Beach? Where are you from? Oh my gosh, fantastic. You want to move here? It's beautiful here. Whatever. You're from a server at a restaurant. Person making you coffee at Starbucks. Guys, you ask my wife and my kids, they get so frustrated at me. I don't go to drive-thrus. I don't like going to a drive-thru because I can't talk to people. I want to talk to people online. I want my coffee to take a long time to get ready so I can talk to everybody else around me. Just talk to them. Don't throw up real estate on them immediately. Ask them about the weather. What do you think about the weather? It's so hot. Oh my gosh, where you from originally? You thinking about moving back there? It's just having conversations. See, not everybody's looking to plan to buy or sell, and Desiree said it from her open houses that she's done. One was from March, guys, then June, and then most recently. So you got to stay consistent. You got to consistently stay involved with them. You got to consistently follow up with them. You got to consistently build a pipeline. We talk about pipelines a lot. Claire and I talk about pipelines a lot. Guys, I was on a call with a company the other day, and I said to him, what do you do to stay consistent in your follow-up? He goes, oh, I got a pipeline. I'm like, whoa, even that works, right? What if you called 7 vendors, go through the alphabet from appraiser to builder to cleaner, whatever, pick 7 vendors, do 1 week of calling just vendors. Well, what do I say? Hey, I know you're an electrician and I'd love to come by and get some of your cards so I can hand them out to all the people that I work with. I work with a lot of agents and a lot of buyers and sellers. Insurance companies. We had an insurance provider come by our office and do a quick speech. Insurance companies, if you have a home over 15 years old, it's going to need a roofing certification, and most insurance company will only take it from a couple people. So sometimes a roofing contractor can't give that certification. Are you contacting your insurance people on a regular basis? So Todd, before I dig into the next tip, go ahead and I don't want to forget about you, and I see you right there in the corner. I'm gonna pull this screen down now because I think everybody had an opportunity to absorb it, take a screenshot of it.
All right, Tom. Well, I completely forgot what I was going to say. Just kidding. One thing I do want to appreciate, I want to appreciate you for being with me on that Monday call for that listening appointment. And that comes from, that's going back 2 months. I sent out just a messenger message to somebody selling their home, and they finally got back to me, finally saw the message. But the other thing is, I wanted to say is the agents that are doing really well just have those blinders on. They're not saying, oh my gosh, yeah, exactly right. They're saying, gosh, you know what? Market's terrible, market's whatever. They just have their blinders on. If it's business as usual, you're kind of pushing forward, and that's the way it is. I had a great chance to kind of up my game a little bit. I met with Steve Pugh this week, just trying to figure out my door knocking strategy, kind of focused on, this is kind of a win, focused on particular neighborhoods. So tracking numbers, I know right now I can get a person every third door. It's a matter of just getting more conversations with them. Business as usual. Now, listen, this is the truth, guys. This is completely honest. I've been in the business for 9 months. I've had 0 transactions. I've paid in over $7,000 to the business. Still going. Okay. It's business as usual, pushing forward. It's like, okay, this is what it is, still going forward. Put those blinders on and focus. Connect with people. You'll get all kinds of different information. I got some information this morning from Giddy Libowitz, if you know her, about I personal train. So about how to connect personal training with real estate, and a great idea. So put those blinders on and keep moving forward.
Yeah, thank you for sharing that, Todd. You know, Todd's not giving up. And by the way, that call we did on Monday, I diagnosed it real quick and got in the conversation. He's an investor, right? He's losing money on this home. He's going to lose $50,000 to $75,000 on the purchase of this home because this community now has 75 active listings in that community with 1.5% to 2% co-brokes. And he's like, well, I'll list it at that with them for 2%. And I said, you're just going to be another number listed, right? Why don't you sell it now, get with your accountant, see if it's the best write-off for you this year or next year. And you know what? That we changed the conversation. You have to be able to pivot, know what you're saying. If someone says, I have to sell it at this amount, I don't want to lose money. Well, maybe it's a good tax deduction. Oh my gosh, yeah, you're right. Maybe I need to talk to my accountant. Maybe I do need a tax deduction, right? So it's not a bad thing when someone sells and has to leave the table with less money than they paid for the home. Most of you have never experienced that because people have equity the day they close on their home, but that's changing, guys. All right, so I'm gonna sum it up based on what we talked about here. If you stay consistent in having real estate conversations, talking to people, just gathering their information and just consistently doing it. And Todd's been meeting other people and getting out there. Here's what I want to say. When you take control over your actions and rather than letting the market control them, now you can create a simple, doable plan to work hard on smart plan. You will simply be too busy doing deals to worry about if the market is slow or not. And how nice will that be? And I want to kind of elaborate on that a little bit. If you have 10 pending transactions and 3 of them do not close, you still have 7. But if you have 1 pending and it cancels, you're in devastation. Okay. So how many transactions do you need to have pending at all times in order to be prepared to be okay? Right? So take control of your actions. And as you take control of the actions, the market, you're taking control of the market. You're getting your market share. So we have to be consistent in that. And you know, there's a great video I want to share with you guys. It's only about 2 minutes, and then we're going to go into ahas and everything else. If you can, please just focus on this for I think it's 3 minutes long. Let me go to it. Hold on a second. It's only 3. I think it's 3 minutes. This is I was like, whoa. Made me stop and think. Okay, so now I'm going to come back to my Zoom here. All right, I'm going to share my screen. All right, guys, you owe this to yourself. You're on this call. Please pay attention to this. Take some notes. It's going to make an impact for you. Some of you may get tears in your eyes. Some of you are going to go, holy crap, that just knocked the crap out of me. Guys, it's the facts and it's the truth. And if you haven't heard from Joyce Meyer, she writes incredible books. She's an amazing speaker. So I'm going to play this.
I want you to just imagine right now we're going to the graveyard for a minute. You go to the graveyard, you see on the tombstone the person's name, when they were born, a dash, and when they died. Don't you think it's interesting that your whole life, from the time you're born till you die, comes down to a dash? But I want to ask you, what are you doing with your dash? Because that's about how fast you're going to feel like it went by when you get to be about 75 or 80. You're going to go, I can't believe that it's all gone. Don't get to that point in life and have nothing but regrets. Don't spend your life climbing the ladder of success only to find out that your ladder's leaned against the wrong building when you get to the top. Yet you do not know the least thing about what might happen tomorrow. What is the nature of your life? You are really but a wisp of vapor, a puff of smoke, a mist that is visible for a little while and then disappears in the thin air. We only get one life. What are you going to do with your dash?
Guys, a lot of people always say you only got one life, live it. No, you got every day to live. You die once. You die once. You live every day. All right, so open up. This is your call, your time. It's 9 o'clock. What did you think? What ahas you got? Thanks for everyone that's sharing. This is your call. By the way, compliments of Curtis for that video. And yeah, I don't know where he got it. I think he was sleeping and just said, hey, let me look for some videos and send over to Tom to help him out, because that's what he does. He's always thinking to help me out. So I'm grateful for that. So ahas.
Tom, it's not really an aha for me, but I definitely want to say great meeting. I actually held a mastermind with my team and affiliates yesterday, and it was on follow-up and how important follow-up was. So I definitely agree with everything you said today and consistency. One thing I do make sure, and just not trying to be a sour person, but not everybody's going to make it in this real estate game. And I have to repeat that a lot, because most of the time people don't want to put the energy in to build a business. They don't realize this is an individual business that they have to build and grow. And they're looking for leads and they're looking for opportunities to be handed to them. And they're not actually going out there to get it.
I agree, James. So I read an article on a young man, 25 years old, and he was on stage, and he was talking about his success. In year 2, he did 73 transactions at $20 million. And they said, how did you do it? And here's what he said. He said, I got up, I showed up, and I did the activities. If I was sick, I got up, I showed up, and I did the activities. When I was in pain and hurting, I showed up and I did the activity. He talked about consistency. He had no idea what he was doing. 70-something transactions, guys, in his second year. He took action. James, the biggest thing that teams collaborate on a daily, by the way, if you have a team, you should huddle with your team of 5-10 minutes every single day. It's kind of a communication, what everyone's doing, what all that stuff there too, though. But the consistency is, how many people are we talking to? How many appointments do we have? How many properties under contract and what's closing? That's consistent. So if we don't have contacts, we're not going to have appointments. We're definitely not going to have properties under contract, and we're not making money. So if you're making a ton of contacts and not having any appointments, you got to keep going, keep going, keep going. And then it becomes follow-up. See, the magic is all in the follow-up. It's not just in the initial contact. Thanks for sharing, bud.
No problem. No problem.
Hello. Hi. I have it's not really an aha. My name's Veronica, by the way.
Veronica, get up.
What's that?
So thanks for sharing.
Of course. Thank you. And my camera's not on because I just worked out and I'm sparing you a sloppy, crazy face. So my sort of question is, and I have a coaching call later on today, but I'm a super new agent. And one of my big, lofty, stretchy goals, maybe stretchy, but still attainable goals for my first transaction ever was $1 million transaction, just $1 million house. I live in Boca Raton, Florida, so it's stretchy, but there's a lot of homes here that are in that price range. And so I think I sort of manifested that because I just have a buyer here now who's not working exclusively with me, but she's throwing me a bone here saying, okay, I need to find a house between $1 million and 1.3. How do I feel like I'm getting cold feet now. It's be careful what you wish for. I don't want to come off as ungrateful for this opportunity, but I just don't know how to navigate it other than like get on the MLS, find her a house, and like that's it. Like, I don't know. I feel like I'm just like chickening out right now. So any pointers for a new agent here would be great.
Well, let's ask the group, any agents on here that have had that experience? I know few have, I know Liz has, I know Matt McCord has, I know several people have. Anybody want to share?
Yeah, and I also just want to say I don't want to come off as like ungrateful or not appreciative. Like I really want to get this and find her a house and crush this. I just feel like I don't want to get in my own way, and I'm definitely there's a lot of fear coming up. So that's I just want to throw that out there.
Anybody?
So Tom,
I mean,
Yeah.
what I
think,
should say is,
Okay.
oh, someone talking.
go ahead, Natasha.
I know me and Liz had our first over $1 million deal. It was a referral that I had that I gave to Liz. And one thing I can say, because I checked in with the client, they loved her attentiveness to their needs. She listened to them. They loved how what they told her she wanted, and she wasn't trying to, force them into something else. But because they wasn't familiar with the area, she stayed very thorough. When I tell you, they were like, oh, everything they needed. She was almost like concierge to their needs. And they bought at 1.4 million, but it was everything she could think of. Her and her family made them feel like luxury, and it was everything for them. So I would say definitely have a conversation with Liz, because her attentiveness and caring is all they could talk about.
That's fantastic. And by the way, Natasha, where did that lead come from anyways? I mean, was it just someone that called you and said, hey, Natasha, I got $1 million home in Florida I want to sell?
Oh God, no. I was on Facebook, like I'm always is. I was looking for someone to cut my hair. They happened to recommend this lady. I'm like, screw it, I'm gonna go. Went to her. She cut my hair, and we were talking, and she was like, I'm moving to Florida. Her house in Aurora was already listed. And I'm like, you looking for a Florida agent? I got one. And it went from there, but I literally had never met her, and she was cutting my hair for the first time. And that's how it came about.
So did you hear it get paid for by that referral?
Oh, yes, it did.
That's fantastic. Right
Thank you.
from,
That
right from
helped.
getting your hair done. So Veronica, was that helpful for you?
Yeah.
I have something to say. Sorry. Hi, this is Krista. Hi, everybody.
Krista,
Hey.
Hey, good morning, Veronica and everybody. Veronica, do you have a mentor?
Yes, I do. And I don't think she's on right now. It's Jessica Baskey. We're getting on a call like right after this. So I honestly don't, she is my mentor, and we're totally going to talk about it. I think I just, I have this room full of agents that are here to
Right.
support. I definitely want to use you, use
No,
you
that's
all.
great. Yeah, so Jessica obviously is great. Jessica and I collaborate a lot. We even have cocktails and closures on Wednesdays, which is a Zoom call. I have an off-market $1.3 million listing, so it would be great if you could potentially share this with your buyer, saying, hey, I have an off-market opportunity, because it's not on the market, right? So you would look like a rock star as well. And if they like it, we can make a deal. So
Sure.
call me, and I'm in Boca.
How do I get your contact? Is it on? It's on Zoom, right?
I'll put it in the chat right
Jessica
now.
has
Okay?
her in speed dial too. So
Yeah.
Thank you, Krista. That's amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm putting it in the chat for everybody. I'm here in Boca.
And by the way, if you haven't spent any time talking to Krista like one-on-one, she's an amazing businesswoman and an amazing lady, and she would do anything to help you guys. And there's some massive journeys that she has taken for mindset and spiritual stuff. So, and she does very well in business. So you might learn something if you want to pick her brain, and there you go. So Veronica,
Thank you, Tom.
thank you.
Thank you. Great.
Yeah, fantastic.
Hey, Tom.
Yeah, Joshua, how are you?
Hey, good, Tom. How are you, sir?
I'm very
Tom, I apologize if you hear a bunch of kids. I'm here with my twins. We're all listening to
How old are they?
a year and 7 months. So I'm getting early.
Get some running shoes. Are they both the same sex, or are they boy, girl?
Same sex. I got a 5-year-old boy. I got these 2 twin boys. and I have a fourth one coming now in September, which I have no idea if it's a boy or. So I'm hungry to sell. But I do have a question, Tom. I think you had mentioned that for you, making phone call, or maybe it was somebody else that you were speaking about, that making phone calls for them was big. I'm originally from New Jersey. I came to Florida a year ago, and in New Jersey, making phone calls for me was big. I had a platform that I used, and I did great. I did good with it. But then coming here to Florida, obviously, Florida has their own do not call list. And what I came to find out is I can't find any platform that scrubs the national and the Florida list. So kind of the feedback that I got from people here is avoid those calls. And I honestly, I haven't made it. I feel kind of lost without making them. I don't know. Can you shed some light on that?
Josh, I'm not gonna, we're being recorded right now, so I would tell you this, it's exactly how I built my business. And honestly, I don't know how many call dials I've ever made in my lifetime, but I will tell you, when I was in sales, I had to have 50 contacts a day to achieve my goal. That's 250 contacts. And I couldn't have time. I didn't have time to scrub them. I just called them. So what I would say is I would, number one, I'm doing a class on for sale by owners expireds, how to get 3 to 4 listings a month from them. And I do talk about that quite a bit. So if you're up for it, call me and I'll give you a quick rundown of what I used to do. I'm not saying it's okay to call a do not call list. I'm just saying everyone's on the do not call list almost.
Right.
It's one thing that we do. And there's things behind the questions, and it's a questionnaire, right? You could do circle prospecting. It's a questionnaire, right? It's a survey. It's not a solicitation. So in all the years, I had one person get mad at me and say I was on the do not call list. I apologized, and we ended up listing our home anyway. So feel free to call me. I'm really easy to get in touch with. Call me and I can work through that with you in a 10-minute conversation.
Thank you, Tom.
Hey, Tom, to answer Joshua, so if he does like Vulcan or like My Plus Leads, what I found out from my managing broker, and which I probably already know, if the client is for sale by owner and you wanted to call for sale by owners, the do not call doesn't apply to them because they're listed on national sites with their contact information. So that may be helpful if you just want to chase for sale by owners.
Yes, I definitely heard that. Definitely heard that. My big thing was circle prospecting, expireds, and like Tom said, though, so many people. I think I'm on the do not call list, and I never subscribed to it, so I don't know who put me on it. But you're right. No, for sale by owners is definitely. I heard that they're marketing anyway, so they're actually asking for callers. So it does not apply to them. Thank you for that, though.
Yeah.
And Tom, I would love to have a conversation with you because I remember you saying that was your niche, for the first couple of years in real estate. So I would love to talk about that with you.
Yeah. And I seen that you registered for that also. So, but yeah, guys, there's a wonderful lady that does all kinds of luxury. She's worked with a lot of the Braves and a Falcon players, and now she lives in Jacksonville, and she's worked with some of the top athletes up there. And she's really done well with expired listings, and she does a drop-off gift to them when their listing expires. She has branded bottles of wine that have her name in it. You can get them branded, and something to the fact of have a glass of wine on me. Let me take the stress off of selling your home, something like that there. And she gets 100% callback, and she focuses on, I think, 600,000 or 700,000 and up expired listings, and still does it. And so it might be a thought, be creative. You don't always have to make a phone call. You could knock on the door, you could whatever. So there's always here's the other thing too, guys, which is huge right now, is do a video text introduction. So they can put the face with you. Hi, this is Joshua. I noticed that you have your home for sale by owner. I am a real estate agent. I would love to come by and preview the home, see if it fits for any of the buyers that I work with, and possibly talk to you about maybe there's something we could do to help you get an open house going to get this home sold fast, something like that. I don't know, just a quick video, 30 seconds or so. So, all right.
That's good. Good.
All right, guys. Who else? Anyone else? Thank you guys for all pitching in. Jeff, yes, the Red X, that's what I used for a very long time. And guys, do this. I don't get credit for this. I should have signed up on their referral thing because I've referred hundreds and hundreds of people to the Red X. Don't pay a setup fee. Tell them that you're not paying a setup fee. Tom Martin referred you. Give them my cell phone number. They'll look me up in the system and they'll see how many referrals they get from me. Okay, so.
Have somebody pop the link into your class so anybody that hasn't registered can register for that.
Yeah, let me go ahead and do that. Yeah, I'm gonna put that in there right now. Thank you for that. Did you
I
put
wanted
it?
to say something about the Red X too. One thing, if you do the 6 month, you won't have to do the setup fee as well. That's what I did. I just paid for 6 months. And another thing about it is with Red X, you can incorporate it into any strategy you're doing. Like my strategy is open houses, but I use it to do the geo tool to locate all the numbers in that neighborhood. And I've had people come to the open house just based off calling those numbers on Red X. So you can kind of couple it with whatever strategy you're doing.
Yeah. Now, Michael, again, right? You use the Red X. The consistency behind what Michael's doing is, imagine doing an open house in that community every weekend, right? So you're calling them 4 times a month. That's consistent.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah, think about that. Hey, we're doing an open house again this week, and we'd love for you to come by and preview the home. Tell us what you think of the price. Give us some updates on what you love about the community so we can give that information back to the buyers that are coming through. So, you know, there's scripts for it. So there's tons of scripts out there. So, and you get scripts with the Red X. So. All right. Anyone else? Curtis, Debbie, Claire, DJ? Come on, Curtis, give us some of that wisdom before you make the plunge. Thanks for posting that, by the way. My wife's buying, I think she bought one. He's not listening.
I was listening. I'm gonna go jump in a chilly 55 degrees after this phone call. Just so you know.
Why don't you get it colder than that?
Because it's outside, and I don't know if you checked the weather lately, but it's like hot in Florida, so it's tough to get it that cold. So 55 it is, but I'll sit in it for 10 minutes. Anyway, there's enough about that. I looked at your little chart thingy, and no, I didn't send that to you. I looked, what was fascinating was I looked at the numbers, and back in it, you said go to 2011, and it's about where we are as far as like right this very second. And then I looked at 2010, I looked at 2009, and I looked at 2008, and then I was like, huh, when did I get my real estate license? And I just looked a minute ago, I don't know, it was 08 or 09, or excuse me, it was like December of 08. So my first full year was this January 2009, right? Because I got it in December of 08. And I sold 35 houses my first year, and I started thinking about it going, well, what the hell? Because 2009, if you look back at your chart, was way worse, well, considerably worse than 2011. And so I started thinking, well, what did I do different? And I know what I did different. I just woke up and I just talked to people. And I think that, and by the way, I was in a spot of desperation. Okay, we're all motivated by one of two things, inspiration or desperation. You have a choice. My personal situation was desperation. Broke, no money, like barely had enough money to get my real estate license. But I didn't have a choice. And so my choice was then just to go talk to people. And I did, and I wung it. Nobody gave me scripts. We didn't talk about the things. But I did wake up every day and I just went and said, hey, can I help? Market's crazy. Now we were in different times. Everybody's losing their houses, all that stuff. And so I just, hey, anything I can help you with? And people did. And so that's what happened. And I'm not patting myself on the back. I just started looking back going, well, what did I do? Well, here's the thing. We're not in any worse time. That was a completely different market in a completely different time. The number one thing that holds people back from being successful in this business, and we had this conversation last week, Debbie, myself, DJ, and some others, was that we don't know what to say, or we think we don't know what to say. And therefore, because we feel that way, we won't pick up the phone. Now, some of you guys are probably just doing it anyway, because you're like, well, what the hell? Or maybe you're in a desperate spot like I was, and you just say, well, I don't have a choice. So anyway, my thought, I don't know why I shared all that with you other than just to share, but I thought about it and I go, you know, we got Debbie on here. And I want to help you before we get off this phone call. And Debbie is like the scripts queen. So I'm just telling you right now, she's like the scripts queen. When I need to make a conversation or call somebody, and I'm not really sure what to say, I'll call Debbie and I'll go, Debbie, I got to make this phone call. I don't really know what to say. And we'll talk through it and she'll help me out. And so the reason I bring that up is because, well, we got Debbie on the phone and she's like the scripts queen. And right now, and I want to help you because Tom talked about consistency. And so when we hang up, I want to leave you with this. I want to leave you with an action plan. Maybe you've got nothing in your pipeline. Maybe you got 5 deals in your pipeline. Maybe you got 10. Maybe you're hitting goal. Maybe you're not hitting goal. Maybe you're where you want to be. Doesn't matter. But I want to leave you with the plan. And so the plan being, go have 20 conversations. The minute we hang up this phone, I don't care who it's with, who you call, whatever. It doesn't matter. It could be Red X, it could be this. Don't care. 20 people about real estate. Now, why would I do that, Curtis? There's a whole lot of shit to talk about right now. Interest rates are like 7.5%. Holy crap. And guess what? They're not coming down. They're not. They will not come down until sometime in next year, probably. That's the word on the street. So there's plenty of stuff to talk about. What's going on in the market? Are prices decreasing? So anyway, I want you to hang up off of here, make your 20 phone calls, have 20 conversations about real estate. Debbie's going to help you with the script because I just called her out and made her do it. Actually, she's happy to do it. I didn't call her out and make her do anything. But, and that's what you do. And it doesn't matter what they say, because here's what I'll tell you, though. I know what they'll say. Out of 20 calls, you actually talk to 20 people. I'll put money on it, $50. That you get 1 deal or 1 referral. Just is what it is. You will. I promise you. I promise you, you'll get a referral or a deal. DJ wants to say something. Then we'll get to Debbie. I gave you enough time to think about it, Debbie, although you're so good on the fly. I know. Yes,
we do
DJ.
each other often, don't we?
I just wanted to share that I've been researching for my upcoming workshop. I've been doing some research, and what I'm hearing from the top agents in the country, from their videos, from listening to what they're saying on social media, is that we have entered the time of a skill-based market. So for realtors, that's the most important thing you have to realize. You have got to hone your skills because you are now competing. There's more of you and less listings, less buyers. So what does it all boils down to? How skilled are you? How much are you willing to put into your training and learn? And I posted a video for you guys to go see. If you don't go see it, shame on you. It's like 15 minutes or something, and it's all about how to get listings, and it's really good. I also posted in here marketing idea. We've talked all the time about creating your own t-shirts. So I went to chat box and said, what do we say on it? not chat box, but chat GPT or whatever it is. And I gave you what it said, and they're really cute. So we're here for you. We're here to share and help you. But you've got to take you got to do it. I'm done.
Thank you, DJ. Liz, we're still coming to you, Debbie. Don't worry. Still coming to Debbie. Yes, Liz.
I would also argue that this is not just a skill-based market, but this is a relationship-based market. And what I mean is, this is the time for you to strengthen your relationships with your title partners, your lender partners, your, the electricians and everything in the world. Because guess what? Right now, some people are thriving and you have some people who are doing the exact opposite. And do you want to thrive or do you want to sink? So having those strong relationships right now, it's imperative. Like right now, we have a listing that is in a new construction community and fairly priced and everything. So I reached out to my lender partner where he's just like, hey, if someone uses us as preferred lending, we'll give them a 1% credit. I was like, whoa. So he said, yep, put it on. Here's the flyer. Here's this, here's that. What can I do to get it sold? So making sure that you have phenomenal business partner relationships, I think is just going to be key in this market, as well as having the skill set, guys, because you're not just going to put a sign in the yard and it's going to get sold. It's not going to happen. Days on market are increasing. And I mean, if it's priced right in a good community, it's going to get the multiple offers because we're seeing it in different markets. However, if you are not in those prime areas, like, guess what, guys, things are going to sit for 3-4 months, and you need to be able to have the conversations with your sellers to let them know in the beginning that this is just what it is. Oh shit, I almost missed my exit. Sorry, guys. Woo.
Distractions.
Thanks, Elizabeth. Well, while that's important, all the things, study the market, this and that, work on your skills. The number one most important thing is get business. Number one, you can figure all the other shit out. You can call somebody. We can help you with that. Somebody on here help you with that. The number one thing is get business and have a lot of it right now. If you talk to the top agents, Elizabeth just alluded to it. You talk to them, you ask them, what are they doing right now? They'll all tell you, I doubled down on lead gen. We're going all in just to get business as much as they possibly can, because it's harder. It's a little bit more difficult right this second to convert people. That's all. That's all. That's why. That's why. And you need lots and lots of leads and people you're talking to do that. And that's what'll get you just fine. Listen, the market, the sky's not falling. It's not falling. We're going to sell 4.5 million homes this year. As a matter of fact, if you haven't already, go talk to construction people and stuff and get up to date on all the new construction, because they are killing it. And will continue to kill it. Remember, we have a housing shortage in this country. We also have affordability issue. Solve that problem for me and you'll be a millionaire. I don't know, but I'm just saying, we ain't going anywhere. Sky's not falling. Plenty of houses will be sold. You just got to go get your fair share. And the number one thing as coaches we talk about is, well, I don't know what to say. That's where it starts. It starts with, I don't know what to say, and then pick up the damn phone. Sorry. And or go talk to people in person. Whatever your poison, I don't care. Doesn't matter. So we're going to help you with what to say, give you a goal, and shoot for that damn goal. And I promise, by the end of the day, you will have a deal or referral. I promise you. And then do it again Monday. And then do it again Tuesday. And listen, if you don't hit 20, I'd like to tell you that I'm okay with progress. But damn it, we're only talking about 20. Give me 20. Give me 20 by the end of today. You can do that. Each and every one person on this phone can do 20 by the end of the day. You can. Anyway, Debbie, sorry, that's enough of me. So go ahead. Help them out, Deb.
Listen, you give me 3 minutes, right? So I had 10 at the beginning. Now I got 3. So
well, I bet nobody on here will fault you if you go over.
I'm going to, first of all, I want to acknowledge what DJ said, because we've been saying this for 2 years. which is a skills-based market. But I also want to kind of take a step back from that. What does that mean? What skills? Well, the skills are what you say. That's the skill. The skill is what you say. So when you don't need skills, it doesn't matter what you say. But when the market changes even a tiny bit, those that are 1% better at what they say get 10% more opportunity. Those that are 5% better get 20% opportunity. So this is the time to hone your skills. Now, if this is a skills-based market, what are you doing every week to hone your skill? Do you have a role play partner? Do you have a mentor? Do you have somebody that will help you with your skill? Knowing that it's a skills-based market and doing nothing. By the way, when I was a team leader, I had 3 role play partners a week, multiple mornings. I got on, and one of them was gorilla, meaning their goal was to be mean and awful and ugly and as short-tempered as possible so that I could get better in there, right? One of them was gorilla. It was the best call of the week, right? We were trying to not stay on the phone with each other. And these are my friends. So if it's a skills-based market, what are you going to do to hone your skills? And then I want to flip that pancake over and talk about no skill Curtis. I just want you to all recognize that this is a skills-based market and you need to grow your skills, but you don't need skills to get business today. You need no skills because Curtis proved it. No skill, first year, didn't know what to say. Some wise mentor said, you need to talk to people. How do I make money in this market? You need to talk to people. That's what they said. Curtis goes, okay, I can talk to people. Didn't ask what to say. Didn't ask who to talk to. Just said, I got to talk to people. Desperation is a great motivator, right? So I'm going to tell you a script that works 100% of the time, 100% of the time. Get your pens out. 100%. You ready? Hello. That's it. That's a script. Talk to people, help them, ask them questions, know a little bit about the market. I hear people's buyers say, oh my God, 7.5%. I'm like, shut up. I sold houses in an 18% market. Shut up, shut up, shut up. When? You can't buy the $500,000 house, now you have to buy a $400,000 house? When? By the way, are you getting married? Yeah. Are you going to live in your apartment forever? Yeah. When? Get over yourself. You either going to stay in an apartment or you're going to buy a house for less money than what you thought you were going to buy. Now, I'm an amazing agent. I can help you get the best rate. I can help you with buy downs. I can help you maybe assume a mortgage. I have skills. But when? The question is, you want to stay in an apartment or do you want to buy a house? If you want to buy a house, it's going to be less money than what you could have bought when the interest rates are lower. But the question is, do you want to stay in your apartment? Whatever. So here's a script that you can use. And basically that was the script. Help people. Help them get over the mental block that interest rates are so high. They are high. Do you want to buy a house or do you not want to buy a house? They are what they are. We can't change them. So either you're going to wait or you're going to move forward. But when I say help them, that's somebody that's thinking about buying or selling. When you're talking with someone who wants to role play somebody that I met at the grocery store.
I will.
Okay. Hey, Claire, how come all these mangoes are like so hard? Like, how long do you think it's going to take for them to ripen?
You know, I typically put them in a brown paper bag for a day and they're good to go.
A day? Oh, well, that's
Yeah.
not bad. So
No.
listen, I'm a local real estate professional and I was just curious, the market's wonky right now. I was just curious if you had any questions or insight about what's going on in the market. Did you have anything that I might be able to answer for you real quick?
My husband and I, we were looking at how much our property was worth, and I don't feel good about the market. It's scary.
Yeah. So what is it about it that's scary?
Well, we can't find what we want, and then we're paying so much we can't afford what we thought we could. It's just terrible.
That's not a conversation I can have over mangoes, Claire. Listen, maybe we can work together, maybe we can't, but I would love to help you get real clarity about what's important to you. Could we set up a time where on Zoom, we could just zoom in and if you and your husband were there, we could just talk about what's going on with you guys?
Yeah, that would be great. How can I get a hold of you? You need my information?
Yeah, can I get your number? Here's the thing. I don't want to give Claire my number because she's not going to call me. My goal is always to get her information. Let's flip that switch a little bit, Claire, and let's have you be the opposite way. Hey, would it be beneficial if we got together on Zoom?
I'm not a very much Zoom person. Can you come to my house?
No, I want you to say no. You don't want to meet with me. I don't want you to meet. I want you to be a normal conversation, right? This is weird. We're talking over mangoes, right? And here it is. I'm asking for your contact information.
Oh, well, I appreciate that, Debbie. Thank you. But no, I'm good.
So can I just ask you a question real quick?
Sure.
Has any real estate agent given you a current market assessment of your home so that you have real clarity about what's going on with your house?
No.
Listen, so could I email that to you? I want you to say no.
Well, I'd rather not. I just don't want to be spammed. No, I don't want it emailed.
Well, hey, listen, I have a lot of real estate knowledge and I help buyers and sellers every day navigate this wonky market. I'd love to be able to help you do those things. I totally get it. We just met over mangoes. It doesn't make sense. Claire, here's my card. If you have any questions, reach out to me.
Sure, thank you. And don't forget about the bag with the mangoes.
Yeah. Listen, it doesn't matter. The question is, she's either going to give me her contact information or not. I went in to try to get her email, right? And if she gave me her email, I'd have to get her home address. She said no, and I gave her my card. That's one real estate conversation. It doesn't really matter what her answers are. I'm going to ask. If she says no, I'm going to see if there's another way I might be able to help her. And if the answer is no, I'll give her my card. Will she ever call me? No. But that's one. The thing is help the people that you run into with what you can help them with. And either they will say yes, or they will say no. But that's not, I asked her if I could help. She said no. Okay. Now let's do it. Claire, you're someone that's in my phone, but we haven't spoken in a long time. I don't want to do the warm-up part, but we know each other. Maybe we used to work together a couple of years ago.
All right.
Hey, Claire. Oh my God, Debbie Latuga, how have you been?
Debbie, how do I know you?
Oh my gosh, remember we worked at the the soup company?
Oh yeah, I do remember that. How have you been?
Oh my God, I've been great. We're doing the nice. So listen, the reason I'm calling is, I don't know if you know, Claire, I'm in real estate.
Really?
And
Tell me more about that.
yeah, so I've been doing it almost since we left. And the market was great for a long time, and now it's a little bit weird. So
Yeah,
the
it is.
reason-
Are you doing okay? Because it's like, no. Who in the
Doing
world?
great.
Yeah, okay.
Doing great. But the reason I'm calling is that I'm finding that both buyers and sellers and people in general have really this picture in the mind about what's going in the market that my experience is not quite accurate. So I was curious if you had any questions. I know you're up in Alabama and I'm down here in Florida, but I was just curious if you had any questions about the real estate market.
I do. I have a lot of questions because, I've got my daughters that, need to be homeowners instead of renters. So yeah, I do have a lot of questions.
So I don't know what's happening exactly in your market, Claire, but I've got some amazing network of agents all around the country. Would you find it benefit? Look, I'm just trying to help her. Would you find it beneficial if I found one of my agent partners up there in Alabama where you live to kind of give you a call and update you what's going on with the market?
That would be great.
I'm just trying to help her. I'm just trying to see what she needs and see if I can help. Now, are there scripts that if you learn them and get good at them, you increase the number of times people say yes to you and increase the number of times you get referrals from people? Now, if she says, no, I don't have any real estate questions, I'm going to then say, hey, I get some great real estate information that I send out in my newsletter every month. Would it be okay if I emailed it to you? She's either going to say yes or no. Doesn't really matter. She says yes, I get her email. I create my newsletter because I don't actually have one. And now I have to because I have somebody that said yes. I can go and make my newsletter. They can put her on my list and I send it out monthly. And then I try to make it more generic, right? A nationally organized newsletter, have information about what's happening with the national market. And if she says no to that, that's still 2 conversations. I'm just asking people that I run into, whether I know them or I don't know them, if I can help them in any way. And the answer will either be yes or no, but I get to check it off that I just talked to somebody else. I just talked to somebody else. I just talked to someone else. And if someone says yes, they'd like to talk with you about the real estate market, then go into your local MLS, pull the most recent statistics for the recent month, print them out, look at them. And then when you get on the call with the person, talk to them about what you see in that list, or reach out to a mentor or an agent partner and say, oh my God, someone said yes, they have real estate questions and they want, and if they ask me something I don't know, I'll say, you know, that's a really good question. I don't know. How important is that? How important is that answer? I can go find out for you. So is that helpful? You're just helping people you run into and asking them if they have questions, and you are scheduling some skill-based conversations consistently so that you get better and better and better at those conversations. And if someone asks you a question and you don't know the answer, you know, will interest rates go up or down? I don't know. If you have a crystal ball and you gave it to me, that'd be awesome. I have no idea. Let me ask you, why do you ask? Are you interested in buy? Like, why are you curious? Are you buying or selling, or do you know anyone? It's a great question. If you don't know the answer, say, I don't know, but I'd love to get that answer for you and give you a call back.
So Debbie, that's one of the things that I say when I'm speaking with people. I was like, you know what? That's a great question. Let me do some research for us. And when's a great time for me to get back with you with that information?
Yeah.
I mean, it's so easy. You know, I have these conversations daily, you know, with my people. And if I meet somebody, y'all have heard my script about Publix. You know, you've heard that script over and over and over again. This is great. Why is that important to you in the market? You know what? To all of our people, we offer services either annually or biannually that we do a full analysis of your property holdings. Would that be beneficial to you? Great. Here's my phone. Put your contact information in it, and I will be in touch within 24 to 48 hours.
Yeah.
Or I can hand deliver it if you like. I can drop by, you know, and they're like, you're
Yeah.
kidding me. You know, it's our priority to educate the public. We're to serve and protect the public. And who is the public? They're people in your mother phone. Pick up the mother phone.
Yeah. Listen,
Yeah,
so
service.
that's what Curtis did. He just went when he didn't have the skills yet. And I didn't know him then. He just went and asked people if he could help them over and over and over again. And the more conversations he had, the better he got at it. And then probably not until 3 or 4 years later did he learn about skills that you should have them. But that's the thing. If you help people, that's your goal, and help them and work on your skills. DJ, I saw you unmuted.
Yeah, I just wanted to share a cute story. This is, I met this financial planner. He's like 28 years old. And we were talking, and he was talking about the market. And I said, so do you own a home? And he said, no, it's a bad decision right now. And I said, oh, And he said, however, my wife's pregnant and we're looking for a house. So, so people out there are still looking for homes because life changes and life decisions and life changes are what really pushes the button for a lot of people to make that either sell that big home, get into a smaller home, move to the beach, get into a larger home because now she's pregnant again. So just remember, it's not about the numbers. It's about that people. That's who buys houses, people, right?
So thank you all. You can practice a no skills conversation with peers. If you don't have skill yet, you can still role play with someone else and that will grow your skill. But there are scripts everywhere and I know people hate them, but the difference between an agent that has skill, meaning they know what to say and how to say it and they're willing to say it, and an agent that doesn't have skill. Curtis could have probably doubled or tripled the number of houses that he sold in his first year with skill, right? But he still did the work and just went and helped people the best he knew how with what he knew, and he was still really successful. So the way you build skill is one step at a time, but you can help people today. I recommend when you are practicing scripts that you practice, turn them over and help the people that are in front of you. Do your best to deliver the script, but you'll be awkward in the beginning and it doesn't matter. Turn them over, throw them out, and just help the people in front of you. Awesome. Thank you all. I hope that was helpful.
So Jamal, if I was to ask you a question and put you on the spot real quick, and Tiffany, if we want to, we can stop recording. So I'm putting